Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I have another Marine ECM, this time working in a 5.7 350 Mac. This is a ECM5550202 from 2002. The customer name is Sarah. She's from Tennessee. It says engine crank, but does not start. It's a 2003 Rinker Fiesta 270. He said, we went to the lake, everything worked. After a few days, we wanted to go to the lake again, but this time it would not start. We checked the spark plugs, pump, and fuses, which all work. So the ECM is the only thing we didn't check. All right, so that's the note in there. I'm going to also, as usual, show you this. Give me just 1 second because I haven't put them into my iPad to make sure that we don't lose the view. Okay, I got now the iPad connected. Perfect. All right, so let me move you over to the other view. So that is the note from Sarah in the computer, open and connected. I always open them first. The computer got here yesterday, and I promised her that I was going to check it the very next day to make sure it's repairable, otherwise to look for anything else. I open it just to make sure there is not full of water, because I have seen that many times, but it's not the case this time. As you can see, the inner cover, the inside of the computer is nice and clean. All right, so going into her note. All right, that's a note. For obvious reasons, I covered information. Expecting the postman, and for some reason my camera went to like offline. All right, so these are the notes from her, and also we can see in there the part number. I always take a picture of the computer so you can see in her that is their computer. Sorry, that was a good friend calling me younger. He said he has some computer that he has to send to me. You know, he's like, I don't want to dump it in the garbage because I know that you can fix them, and you know, it will be good for you. I'm like, yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. He's from Full Church, so younger. Thank you so much. All right, so going back into Sarah's computer. So I have everything connected and ready to go. Like I said, I always take a picture so you guys can see in their computer connected. And it's, like I said, is the actual computer. It was the calibration and the computer from 2002 or both 2003. So it's very normal. All right, so I haven't even done anything in this computer. I just have it connected. So let's see which view is better. I like sometimes to put that in there, but sometimes it's a little too much in the view, and in here you can see more. So let me get just the picoscope here. I'm going also to put the Diacom. Sorry about that. Another customer. Lately has been a lot of problems with packages. I don't know, and across the board with anyone. UPS, FedEx, Postal Service. I got some packages even being returned. And it's like person is like, yeah, I'm here. I don't know why they return it, but and why they didn't contact the customer. It's weird, but it is what it is. At least this one shows that it's in there. It says it was delivered to the parcel locker. He said he checked and it didn't. So I said, contact the post office. It's insured, so that's all I can do, right? So it's out of my hands in that scenario. All right, so let's go back to here. Let me put the meter in the screen. And let me just go over here to make sure that we have also, I have the auto pits in there, so I can go over to Diacom. Let me power this up. All right, didn't see any fuel pump. That's not a good sign. And what do we have? We have 5.0 reference. Let me try that again. Yeah, no fuel pump. So you always can see here, right? This is sticker. That will be the fuel pump. If the computer, which it looked like it obviously needs repair, and when it's fixed, you will see that. So let me try to establish communication. So I'm going to select. Yes, you can see that. Let me move those up. Sometimes I don't know why it does that. Sometimes I put the data, which is right now double because I have for data pits, but let me just deselect one so we can just have one. Oh, I just heard the pump come on. Look, yeah, definitely we have a problem with the computer. That is actually good. Perfect. So we can see that everything is connected properly. So now the fuel pump came on, and this is Sarah, 100% the computer needs to be repaired. No doubt about it. All right, let's see what we can establish on that communication. Oh, I selected the wrong computer, so let me see if I can stop it. Yeah, might be. Sometimes I have to wait for that to finish. Yeah, let me just select the correct because I select MEFI, and that's not a MEFI. This is an ECM555. I can hear that thing cycling, which is very common when this problem happens. These are 2002s and also the PCMB001 or 0101, they do the same thing. So right now we got no communication, Sarah. So this definitely is a computer not talking. And we can see, and hopefully you can see it from the distance, where now the fuel pump is on. So I'm going to turn the ignition off. I'm going to turn it back on. And we have no fuel pump. 1 second, guys. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption again, but yeah, I can definitely see the fuel pump cycling. Let's just hope for that to happen again. Let's just wait. Sorry. Okay, you can see it in there, cycling and cycling and cycling. Let's do it again because that's the main power relay and the fuel pump relay is just cycling then. Keep an eye on these slides, what I got my fingers on. Been doing it almost every 30 seconds or so. Yep, once again. All right, so with this, we got no communication. Yeah, the computer is not talking. It's a dead, no communication. So when I have situations like this, there is no other possibility for me to do than to try to attend and repair the computer. Why? Because, again, we have a dead computer, right? So I'm going to establish or try to establish the communication again. And we can see the diagram saying no communication. All right, so Sarah, let me do my repairs and I'm going to come back. I'm going to start the video and then come back with the computer repair. If you have not subscribed and you're here, please subscribe to the channel. That really helped my small business enormously. Every time you subscribe, YouTube promotes more and more my videos, and that's how you find me. It's also for free, so thank you so much if you do so. And also, if you have any automotive or marine ECMs or PCMs or instrument closers that you need to send for repairs, I'm going to put my website on the title of this video so you can copy and paste it. It's the same name as in the channel, so all you need to do is add a .com at the end, MikeSalazarDiagnostics.com, and you can find my website in there. And then I had two boxes, a white one. Look for, just scroll a little down, it says click here to fill this form to send for repairs. You can, that is, it has all my information in there, my telephone, everything, so you can call me. All right, okay guys, I'll be right back. All right, guys, I finished the repairs and I'm going to now, well, let me get everything in the screen. So let me put diagram, the pico, and the meter. Computer is off. Let me get the other diagram for when I connect. So you can see right now, well, it is definitely no communication because it's off. Let me get into diagram. Yeah, you guys can see very well. Let me power it up. Right, immediately we can see fuel pump and it has to do the prime, which is perfect. All right, let's see if we can establish communication one more time. We gotta select the Mercruiser. Yep, this is already telling me that we have communication. All right, let's read the RPM fault and read fault and RPM history to see what we got. That's what it's reading in there, and it will be populated, and I'm going to save that on her file. We see immediately file reference. That is, now the computer is up and running. And also the reason I wanted to like keep it in here to make sure that it's not doing the cycling again, which I know it will not. Let me just save this onto her folder. So Sarah B in Tennessee. I think it's Sarah B. Sure. Oh, Sarah Z. Sarah C in Tennessee. And this will be history after repairs. Although I have, not reset any faults or nothing, right? But we have repaired the computer, now it's talking. And I'm going to print this up. Next part you will not be able to see because I'm not select that into, and we're not in the screen recording. I mean on the screen capture. So just give me 1 second, guys. I always save all the data for you, for me, for always. So let me just get to her. 57350 Mac Bravo. Sorry. Right here. History after repairs. All right, I save that. And I have the, going also go over to the test portion of the computer. You can select system information, and that's going to tell us all the calibration and parameters that the manufacturer uses for this computer. And that is very important. I always say that to confirm that the calibration on the sticker and the calibration the computer has are the same, because it's not the first time that I see a computer with the wrong calibration installed, and that can be, problematic. Also, see the engine location is in starboard, which is correct. Let me add that to that PDF document that I have for her. I always say the diagnostic report for all the computers that I test, always. So even if it's 10 years, 20 years, you will have that in my system. I back all the information up. All right, so we're going to reconnect to the computer, and let's go and see what faults we have. Well, fuel pump circuit, definitely. IAC output, we'll see if it works now. But we can, disregard the majority of these faults, remember, because the computer was, cycling on and off. It has 889 hours, so let me write that down in there too as well. I just save the hours in there. I like to always find out, or put them in my notes how many hours we have. So the only thing I can see here might be a little far for you guys to see, but we have warning horn output 65,000 seconds, and it's very common. I don't know why in these boats I have seen in all these 350 Max or so that the warning horn output burns, and it just leave it unplugged and don't use it. They have knock sensor 21 seconds. That could potentially be here, right? Because it's being connected. So Andrea, like I said, it's not really much to go by. So 889.13. So let's look at those. So ESC1 open. Battery voltage 12.9. You can see 888. So this was just before coming in here. Knock sensor. This is definitely on her. 1 second, guys. Knock sensor 1. It was running 643 RPM. Battery voltage was good. C pump pressure is good. What is the manifold pressure? Let me just see, 6.22, which is usually what I use in here. Available power, 100%. That is not an uncommon fault. It will be good to check that circuit SATA, because in this time it looked like a computer was running okay, but this is almost just before coming here. You see it's 889.13. So this happened just before the problem. We have another fault in here for low dry lube. Again, that's engine is stalled, 888. So that's like an hour or so before. I'm just going to keep scrolling up. The horn output that we already saw. I'm just looking, even though those faults are not really that important, I'm looking at battery voltages, percentage of available power, pressures, temperatures, to see if I see something abnormal. Nothing in here that rings the bell so far. Trim, that is probably here. The pit that is always here, field circuit. I'm just scrolling a little high or fast because those are not important. We got, the IAC a little low in the idle, 510, battery voltage in 11.9. So this is definitely no good. This was just prior to come here. Again, it's hard to know with all this situation the computer has been having, that if we have a problem with the battery or the alternator. But I will still recommend to SATA to check the alternator, make sure it's charging properly. Make sure the battery is fully charged and is good, and check your main grounds, your block grounds, clean it. Even if you can sometimes, oh, but they're painted. Yes, exactly, that's a problem, because water will enter into any little tiny seep hole and the paint will cover, and you remove the paint and it's all rust up. So make sure that you check those out because it's very important. Yeah, that's the IAC output that we will check in a second and see if it's working. And what else we had? The fuel pump circuit, which is again the same, pretty much the same time. Sorry guys, being a busy day calls wise, but yeah, I mean, this is the way of business. And I think I really appreciate, I thank you so much, all of you in YouTube that subscribe to the channel, that help my small business. Thank you so much. I am very happy to enjoy what I do, and also enjoy helping others with these components and make it go again running. And it is very, very fulfilling as a person and professional as well. So thank you so much. All right, going into Saras again. Yeah, I see the fuel pump and everything, but I think right now what we need to do is run it, right? So let's run this. All right, we got the fuel pump on, and you can see it from there. I can see the IAC driver right here. So you can see that light. That light is a substituted value for the IAC. And believe me, I have tested and everything is normal. On the oscilloscope right now, on the blue channel, I have one of the injector drivers. This has 2 drivers, so it fires 4 injectors per driver or per bank. It's a V8 engine, and the red channel that you see, the red signal, is the EST signal. The reason I did that is because we got an EST signal fault, but all this is just diagramming that what's happening in here. Very common on these computers, and most of the time are done or are created due to low voltages. That's why I'm recommending Sarah and anyone that has this problem or run into something like this, or has a boat like this one with those years in those computers, to please make sure that you keep your your battery fully charged, clean your grounds, and check your alternator. You do so, this computer can last even longer. I mean, they're already 23 years old. So after here, it will come out with brand new capacitors, brand new diodes, all injector drivers, fuel pump driver, horn driver, new EPROMs, and I apply a new code of water resistant protection to keep this computer for a very long time, probably another 20 or so years, probably even run for longer. But that is hard to say, right? But yep, so Sarah, right now, I can tell you that, yeah, your computer is fully repaired. We can see it running. I'm going to increase the RPMs, going to like 4,000, which I normally do. And I'm not going to hold you guys for too long in here. I'm just going to bring it up to that, 37, 3800. That's all right. And then after that, I'm just going to stop the video, close it, and then I will keep this computer running for probably an hour. Let me raise the throttle, which is around there, and I'm going to change the manifold air pressure to around 10 psi for that acceleration or RPMs. And the 90% is because I don't have the knock sensor connected, and I do that on purpose. I want to make sure that the logic in the computer is good. I'm going to, well, I can see here both drivers nice and clean, no issues. And this is not a common issue on these computers to have bad injector drivers. This run really well. Computer looks working pretty good. All right, guys. So I think this is it. So thank you so much for visiting the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.